What's that word, family? Hey, man, check this out.
Pressure, I apply the pressure. Pressure, I apply the pressure. Pressure, I apply the pressure. Yeah, pressure, I apply the pressure.
Go ahead, Anton.
Why do you do that? Like, why do you create the narrative before we even had a conversation?
I don't need to have a conversation with you, Anton, because you lie.
What did I lie about?
I don't want to go back and forth with you. You always say you never saw the
said I
video.
lied.
You always say you never saw the video. You always say you don't know what someone is talking about.
What did I lie about specifically?
What did you come on here to say, Anton?
I came to say that this is some fake shit, Six, because you know you got my number in real life.
What
And
do I need to say?
anytime, no, if you're gonna let me speak, let me speak. Anytime that anybody has ever had a question, you know we didn't always reached out to each other. I even when motherfuckers that I was rocking with, that I was paying, that I was having conversations with, when they was coming against you, I never turned on you. And no, hold on. You know this because we had real conversations in person. You sat in my crib and we had these conversations. You know I defended you. You know I ain't never mentioned your name one time. We didn't always disagree on almost everything that we stood on. Me and you had a conversation about how much we disagreed in my motherfucking kitchen. And I told you specifically, I said, yo, if you ever got a problem with me, if you ever have any disagreement with me, all you got to do is hit me personally, and I will tell you to your face whether or not I got a disagreement with you. And then the next thing you know, I look up and I see my name in your mouth publicly. And it's like, wait a minute. How is my name in her mouth publicly when specifically me and you agreed that if we ever had a problem with each other, we would call each other directly? I don't understand. Like, how you gonna say one thing publicly and then move differently privately when me and you personally had a conversation and we agreed how we was gonna move when it came to each other? I ain't never talked smut on your name. I ain't never said nothing negative to you. I defended you against the very people that had their name in your mouth when it was against my own best interests. I held you down. I always held you down. And even when I thought that you had a problem, you said you had a problem with one of my homeboys. And I specifically called you when I said, yo, that ain't even the case. I remember specifically when you told me, yo, I unfollowed you because you was aligned with this person that I thought I had beef with. And I said, that ain't got nothing to do with me and you. I got a direct line to you. I hit you up if I need you. I hit you up if I have a disagreement with you. You ain't never got to worry about nothing, regardless of whether or not me and you disagree on this issue or that issue. And you told me to my face, Anton, I know you disagree with me when it comes to this whole black issue or FBA or whatever, but I understand you move differently because your actions show that you actually support black people. You married a black woman. You got a black daughter. You showed me love. I flew you first class to Detroit. I put you in the best suite. I had you in my kitchen. We talked directly, face to face. You kicked it with my wife. You text back and forth with my wife. And now you want to sit here and act like we ain't got a direct line to each other. And then I look up and motherfuckers like, yeah, Six is saying this and that about you or whatever, so on and so forth. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Let me hit her up. I look up, unfollow me on Instagram, the whole 9 yards. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I thought we had a direct connection and we didn't let none of this online bullshit get in between us. If I have a problem with you, I'll call you directly. If you got a problem with me, you call me directly. I ain't never put your name in my mouth, ever, never in a negative way. And you know this, you know it to be true. So what's happening? Like, why would you do that if you know me and you didn't have this conversation personally?
Are you finished now? Can I talk?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What is wrong with me saying that due to your stance on Pearly, okay, which you are entitled to have, you a grown man. What is wrong with me saying due to your stance on Pearly, I just don't want to deal with you anymore? Why would I have to call you and say anything for what? You made it clear how you feel and I just don't want to deal with you no more.
And that's cool, but we agreed that we would say that directly and we wouldn't do that publicly.
Directly? For what? I'm supposed to go to your
because that's what we agreed to.
No, I didn't agree to that. You agreed to that. You said, hey, you could just come to me. And I was like, okay. I never said, oh, Anton, if we ever fall out, I'm going to come to you. There's no reason to come to you. You're a grown-ass man. I can't tell you what to do.
Rita, no. Did she not say this directly in our kitchen, in our crib?
Anton, let me ask you this.
That's crazy.
Who was this video about? Because I find it very interesting.
It was no. It was specifically. You want to know directly? I'll name names.
No. Because I find it very interesting that 24 hours before you made this video, I did a video about how white people need to keep black people issues out their mouth. The next day you made this video. Who was this about?
Specifically, it was about Courtney. And the reason that I went into detail about it, because I said that specifically it was women that was working behind the scenes, trying to destroy us, and had different people working. And it was more than just Courtney, but it wasn't just Courtney by herself, but it was people behind the scenes when we had got into it, because when she left the Peep Network the first time, she was working with my enemies. It was about more, it was about a lot of different women, but it specifically, it wasn't about you. And it was not about Crimson Cure. I have never watched any of your streams about this whole Pearly thing.
Okay. So you still were willing to throw another black woman under the bus to put Pearly above and to take up for Pearly? And if this video was not about me, then why did you say this towards the end?
Don't be getting it. My very, very thankful. Stop being envious. Stop always looking to criticize, but instead look to add value and get your ass to work and push. When everybody else is grinding, you just sitting there twiddling your thumbs talking about I'm on vacation, I'm not shooting no content.
Now,
that's about B. Taylor. B. Taylor, specifically.
That's very interesting, because I have you in a DM conversation with me saying, why haven't you been streaming? And I said, because I just got back in town. I spent this week with my dad. I'm back on it.
How long ago was that DM, 6?
It was only a few months before that.
So what the hell are you talking about? I just had a conversation in the stream with B. Taylor, and I told B. Taylor, get your ass off your ass, stop taking vacations, and start streaming. No. And it's literally on the internet right now.
Do I need to rewind your words? You specifically said, stop talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation. Not
months ago.
And you specifically said, keep on talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation.
Months ago. And then I just talked to B. Taylor and we did a live stream together.
So you're saying I told her contact B. Taylor. B. Taylor will say that she had a conversation with you where she said that she's not posting because she's on vacation.
Let's call her. I'll pull her up right now.
I don't need you to call. I need you to answer the question. So she's
literally, it was about B. Taylor that I was talking about with regard to
specifically asking you. What I'm specifically asking you.
Quest with it's people in the chat that was in the live stream. They will tell you that it's true.
No. I'm not saying that you told B. Taylor you on vacation. No, I'm saying that B. Taylor, because in your video, your word said, keep talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation. So you're saying that you had a conversation with B. Taylor and she said, I'm not posting because I'm on vacation.
No, she didn't say I'm not posting because I'm on vacation.
Okay, so then who were you talking about?
This video was not about you specifically.
Why are you not answering my question? Who were you talking about when you said, keep talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation? Who were you talking about? B. Taylor
specifically.
But B. Taylor did not say that. What you said was very specific.
She didn't say those specific words. No, she didn't say those. Hold on. The fact of the matter is,
the first time that I collabed with you, and you brought me on your channel, and you were like, "Hey, sis, welcome. You dope. You super dope. I read your book." Then later on the stream, you were like, "Yeah." I mean, I didn't read your book, but like you're a smooth talker, Anton. I know how you move. Okay, you tried to convince me that you collab with Nathan because you hadn't saw the 7-hour live stream, but I knew you did, so I already see the way you move. I don't need to come to you and say, Anton, I just want to let you know that you're over here degrading Black women to defend Pearl, and I don't agree with it, so I'm not going to be your friend no more. I don't need to do that. I'm allowed to say, hey, I see the way he moving. I don't think it's healthy. I'm not rocking with it. I'm just gonna fall back.
Anton Fancy Pants Daniels got into a heated debate with two beautiful black women. One of them go by the name of Six the Goddess, and she looks like a goddamn goddess, ladies and gentlemen. And that's not far-fetched from Anton Daniels. That's why I think he loves the M.O.P network so much, because he can show his dominance over women, especially his wife. And he really disrespects his wife a lot of times. I feel like that myself personally. Don't take it out on me. Don't unsubscribe from the channel. Just listen closely. But Anton Daniels causes so much ruckus when he's on the M.O.P network. It almost seems as if Anton is starting to become a distraction, because he's the biggest person at the M.O.P network at this point, because Anton Daniels is a little fancy pants. Oh, Lo, what do you mean by fancy pants? It's because he's one of the whitest black dudes that I ever seen, and I took it as no surprise when he took the side of just Pearly things. But a lot of people apparently on YouTube and on the internet, they not feeling that shit, bro, and you can lose friends. So what Anton do? He starts to cry. He gets up here and bitch and complain. So he jumped up on Six the Goddess's show and shut her down, knowing good and goddamn well Fancy Pants would never let nobody get on his show and shut him down the way he did to this young lady. Nobody can get on the M.O.P network and overtalk Anton, because guess what? He got to have the last words, man. He's one of those weirdo niggas, man. The type of weirdo nigga that they want to fight down in Los Angeles, right? So he ended up jumping on this young lady's show, man, acting like a rejected, heartbroken, fucking feminine man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, which he acts like a feminine man all the time. That's just, my per se. And I got a feeling, because Chicago Rilla was on the M.O.P network, and he haven't been on there for a while. But I noticed when Chicago Rilla get up there, they try to downplay what he got to say, but he's a real nigga, man. He's a real OG from Chicago. I know the nigga personally. I know his family, his mom, his dad, his grandma, everybody in that man family I know. And I knew that was all he can stand, and he probably can't stand no more, or he's doing his own thing. But he had to get the hell away from Anton Fancy Pants Daniels, man. How could you respect a guy that'll get on the show and disrespect his own wife, man? Oh, my wife is rubbing my toes. Oh, she's putting honey in between them and sucking the honey all the way off. Yeah, what do you think? Anton Daniels is a weirdo, man. That's just to me personally. He was upset with this black woman because she didn't call him and say, hey, I'm about to make a video about you. Well, she got the right not to. I don't have the authority to call you just because we got a view that's different on the internet. But if it makes me not want to be your friend, you don't even need to know. All you need to know is I'm not your friend anymore, because I don't fuck with you anymore. Evidently, that's the rules of the game, right? When somebody unfollows you, ain't nothing to be explained. It was one thing that this young lady said, man. She said that you always act like you ain't never seen the video, or you don't even know what we talking about. And that's true, man. That's because his head is big as fuck. That's why he ain't got no hair on his head, because he got a big ass head. He always thinking about himself. Oh no, you should have called me. Let me know what's going on. Why would she have to call you? Like she said, you're a grown ass man. Figure it out. You didn't even have to call into her show, but you did anyway, because guess what? You fancy pants walking around this bitch like the world owes you for you scamming everybody. Man, I call him all the time the Dr. Umar of relationships. Then look what he do, man. He say, oh, I brought you to my house. I took you to the Pistons game. Ain't nobody watching the Pistons game. That's why you take everybody to the goddamn Piston game. Ain't nobody on the floor. I put you in the best hotels. I did this for you. I did that for you. Nigga, eat her ass backwards. She don't care. She's a black woman who don't need you. That's why the only reason you niggas got a lot of these white girls And not Anton, because Anton got a black wife and she's beautiful to him. You know what I'm saying? She's beautiful to him. She's sexy to me. It's a big difference. She got sex appeal to me, but she's his everything. And I respect his wife. But I don't like the way he disrespects his wife when he goes on these shows. Nobody needs to know that your wife tosses your salad, Anton. That's between y'all. But anyway, I had you in my house in Detroit. I had you at a 5-star hotel. I did this for you. Now, I'm going to give him props when his props due. When it comes to men, he treats them very well. Ask Charleston White. Charleston White just did a whole kiss his ass segment where he said that he took me to the game. He had me in a 5-star hotel. He gave me $10,000. This lady don't give a shit about none of that because you know what? Her respect, her morals trump all that shit that you got going on. And let me just say this. She don't have to call you because you already knew it. She unfriended you. She unfollowed you. Ain't no more calling. Now you stalking. You want to take control of every female that you meet and you want to act as if you're doing the right thing, but it ain't true, man. And your wife know that you ain't nothing but another Derrick Jackson. And I ain't going to really say you Derrick Jackson because we don't know about you yet. But when it comes out, what are we going to find out? What type of shit do you make your wife do to keep your high value, fancy pants ass? Then he told the young lady, he said, I held you down. When you was talking about people I was fucking with, could have fucked up my relationships. Well, if that fucks up your relationships on YouTube because you interview somebody, that's crazy. But when it's racial, that's a difference. If we interviewing and I bring somebody on who don't like this other nigga, guess what they gonna do? They gonna come on and tell their side of the story. I'm gonna stay up out of it. I'm just interviewing niggas. But somebody said this on the last interview, so I gotta bring it up. But you are out here kissing a pearly white pasty ass. You can't come back to the sisters after you done did that, bro. You can't do it, man. And ain't nobody tell you to do it. You did it on your own, man. Now, let me say this, though. Let me say this. I do appreciate Anton's hustle because he's hustling all the folks that's watching him. He's really hustling, y'all, in my eyes. You know, I'm not speaking for nobody else when I say in my eyes, this nigga is hustling y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? And y'all probably know that, but y'all like a fancy pants, smart talking, homo thug. Y'all love that. Y'all black men and black women, they want a Tupac and an astronaut at the same goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? And fancy pants over here, he putting on the works. Oh, I'm getting a Lamborghini. I got a 600 Benz. I do this, I do that. You know, everybody ain't trying to hear that shit, man. Shout out to these ladies who got enough sense to know that fancy pants is out here trying to take over their show, talk shit, tell them be quiet, let him talk, and all that stuff, man. No, they not trying to hear that no more. Tell me how y'all feel about this in the comment section, man. We got fancy pants, man. His pants starting to fall down, y'all. What do y'all think, man? I'll be back later, boy. Do some commentary. Peace.
I apply the pressure. I apply the pressure. I apply the pressure. Yeah, pressure. I apply the pressure.